Welcome, Scorpio. This is your December 2025 reading. It is a general reading and taking a look at current situation and moving through. I'm going to use the Somnia Tarot today. We'll take a let's get started. Let's just get started. Also, please remember to hit that thumbs up button. It not only helps me, it absolutely does, but it does get connected. It gets us to be connected. And let me know also where you're tuning in from. Leave me a comment. What you're up to. I do read comments. And let's get started. One more time. Okay, and I will pull major to let us know. Okay. Scorpio 2025 December. Let us know. Current situation. Ace of Cups. Nice. Present or past influence. Sorry. Ace of Swords. Present influence. Nine of Wands. Negative. Well, we'll use that. Eight of Cups. Positive. They're just coming out. I don't normally get them like this. Judgment. And what do we got? What you do not see. What does Scorpio not see? Not that one. Okay. Pause. Hold on one second. Okay, so am I started? Sorry. Can't tell. Yes. Sorry about that. Okay, and let's go. In what you don't see is Five of Wands. What to look for? The Moon. Get some clarity going on here. Okay. Unexpected over here. That's the Three of Wands. Challenge, please. What is the challenge? King of Swords. Future influence. Smack in the middle here. Magician. Outcome. Seven of Wands. Where does this all take you? I'll pull three cards. Where does this take you? Queen of Swords. Is that King of Coins? And Two of Wands. I like the Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck is Three of Pentacles. And let's see what we got going on. What is this energy? Oh, Tower. Taurus got Tower too. I just did Taurus's reading. They got Tower. Interesting. So a big change is coming in. Maybe look at the Taurus reading too. Because it has different energies though. This would be like, okay, so the tower is a lot of different things. The tower can be a complete like overhaul, like, oh crap, very disruptive, something you weren't expecting. It's always unexpected. That's the most important thing to remember with the tower. It's not something you planned, it's not something you did or caused. It just is. And it could be big and it could be small. It could be like a shift in energy that you're not expecting, kind of like just a shift. And it could be something that kind of completely crumbles and you need to rebuild. It depends on the rest of the reading. We'll take a look at it. It feels to me like it's actually a catalytic movement because you've got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, you've got the Moon here, you've got the Judgment here too. It feels a little bit like something, it's almost like something you did cause this because of the Ace of Swords, or that the Tower brought in the clarity. We'll take a look at that. There is something really great new starting here with the Ace of Cups. I mean, being in your current situation, a brand new beginning. It could be a new way of looking at things, a new way of going, I'm going to do things differently, be more creative. The cups are more heartfelt, creative. flow. It just feels good. Um, but it, but influenced by the Ace of Swords in the past, which was, a brand new idea, like something sparked. You've got a spark that really got you moving. Now, I will say with the Nine of Wands and the present influence, yeah, it feels hard. New beginnings always do. I mean, really, right? At first, they feel good and fun and all that, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is going to be hard. But there is something too where you just don't feel like you can make it. But Nine of Wands reminds us that we can. So let's clarify the Ace of Cups. What is this current situation being with the Eight of Cups? What is this new energy that we've got going on here? Tell me about the Ace of Cups, please, for Scorpio for December. Tower. Page of Swords. Eight of Swords. Okay. Wow. You know, there was the tower, well, the tower all over the place, the change. But the change, there's something here that definitely changed that left you kind of going, no, I'm going to go all in on something and really focus on learning something. And I feel like this new beginning is becoming very much more clear instead of feeling stuck. There's movement. There's definitely movement in your reading. Um, a, a lot of movement actually. So this feels like, it yeah. It's like this change was a catalyst. And honestly, you are working through it. The Page of Swords is you're really working on something. So this is like a beginning from that, or like just a total release of being stuck. Um, but the tower was a necessary part of this. So let's look at this Ace of Swords because it'll make more sense. Let's look at this Ace of Swords and your past influence. What do we have here? What is this Ace of Swords, please? Ace of Swords. There's that Eight of Swords again. Yeah, but it's at the beginning this time. Um, you were feeling stuck, but there's something here about, like, the Four of Wands can be about, celebration, wedding, barbecue, family gathering. But here I feel like it's a meeting of two people, like having a conversation or figuring something out in a good, positive way, like having a lot of good energy. And I feel like what it is like you were feeling stuck, but then you had this conversation and it really kind of released those ropes that were tying you back. You were feeling kind of like, should I fight? Should I not fight? And this, you're realizing what you need to do next. So the Ace of Swords was that aha moment. This is what I need to do now. Now, this could be a project, this could be work, this could be love. Just take it as it resonates because we've got a little bit of everything in this reading as far as the energies of the cards. But I do feel like, yeah, you've got a great new beginning happening here. What I do like too, your future influence is the Magician, which is awesome. And then the ending over here is the Two of Wands. So this new energy feels to me like it's going to take a little bit of work throughout the month, but you get to the point where you really know how to move forward. Nine of Wands. This is the Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands is that energy of, I'm tired. Can I finish? Now think of the wands are, it's fire, right? All of the wands have a lot of energy behind them. That's when I read the wands, it's the energy that's key to them. So when you get to the nine, you're tired. You're tired because it takes a lot of energy. So I feel like you're feeling this new beginning feels good in your heart and you know it is, but there's part of you that's like, will I be able to do it? It's like that second guessing yourself. Tell me more about this Nine of Wands. The Wheel, the World, and Nine of Wands. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. The wheel, usually is like time, like things are starting over, things are becoming good. Exactly. You're reaching your goals. You're right there. You're right there to be able to start moving forward. And then that 9 of Wands, because when you're at the end of any journey or any, you know, like even graduating, you have your finals, right? It's the hardest part. Like, so you're like, God, am I going to be able to pass my finals? Am I going to be able, it's that last bit of energy before you start something new that's the hardest. And it is because you know, the beginning of something new is like, yay, excited, and you got the excitement and the motivation and it feels good. And then it kind of is like you stay that way, but it kind of starts going down and you start getting tired because you put so much energy into it. And then it's like, can I keep going? And yes, you can. Like, absolutely can. Your negative is your 8 of Cups. So this 9 of Wands might be causing you to think that this isn't a good idea. I need to walk away from it. But it is a good idea. It's the Ace of Cups. Gosh darn it. So don't walk away. Why is this 8 of Cups here in the negative? Why is Scorpio doing this? 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Fool. You want things to move faster for sure. 7 of Pentacles is this going to be worth it? Am I doing all the right things? 7 of Pentacles takes a long time to see the harvest being built. 2 of Cups, you want the fulfillment faster. I don't think this is love again. I think it could be, but I don't. Take it as it resonates. I think it's the fulfillment. And it's like, I need this to go. I need this to start. So will it? And you're questioning it. This is in the negative. So I would say be really wary about walking away from something that could be really beneficial to you. I'm not saying don't, but I would be wary of it because it's sitting in the negative spot. The Judgment is in your positive spot. So you're going to get your renewal. It's going to come back. That 9 of Wands is a temporary feeling. It's just because, that happens. It's a temporary thing. Tell me more about the Judgment in the positive. I like the Judgment in the positive. Tower. 8 of Swords. There's that 7 of Pentacles. So, the Judgment, see, like, I feel like what this is saying, you're going to feel renewed. You're going to feel like that Phoenix energy, but the Tower had to happen because you were stuck. And you're stuck because you're not seeing things like generating like you expect them to. You're not seeing the outcome like you think you should. The unexpected is the 3 of Wands, by the way, so you will see it. But you're not. And then but this had to happen because of that, and that's the fated energy of the Judgment card. That fate, that renewal, that karma, things are happening, and they're happening because you were stuck. So this Tower is all about the whatever changed in your life recently or is changing is all because you need it. You need it to keep moving, to feel rejuvenated, to get that energy back up again. And I feel like it comes back up again. I do kind of feel that Tower here might be another little shift in energy for you to get your wind back. Get your energy back, get everything kind of gets back going, and that's the positive. So what you don't see is the 5 of Wands. You don't need to go all in here. Like, you can put some energy in. So this 5 of Wands is a bellows pointed at a candle. You got a bellows pointing at a candle. If you hit that bellows too hard, that wind's just going to like put out the candles. If you don't give it enough, will it ignite? So you got to give it just enough. You don't need to go over. You don't need to go all in. Give it just enough energy to get it moving, to keep it moving, and not let the flame go out, but at the same time, not to exhaust yourself. What to look for is clarity, clear things. The moon here, he's coming out of this murky water. He's on his way up this ladder. He's starting to see things clearly. The moon can be those shadows that make you see things that maybe not quite right or maybe aren't real. This moon in this deck is all about coming out of that, starting to clear up. Things are clearing up. The sky, you're coming out of the water. You're, heading up to that sky. You're on the right path here. And I feel like what you need to look for is more clarity, more clear skies. I'll clarify the sky. What is this moon? Anything else we need to know about the moon? The devil, the Four of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Um, don't stay stuck on things that you think are what they are. The devil is those attachments that may not be real. Four of Wands, you know, celebrating that hard work, understanding you've worked really hard and there is a discovery that's happening here, but you've got to clear it up. You've got to just unattach yourself. If you need to have a conversation, have it. Whatever the situation is for you. But whatever it is, that the search is underway. And so you are on the road to discovery here. He's working really hard to find this pentacle. So you are on the road to that discovery. You just got to give yourself time. And there's that darn Five of Wands. I'm telling you. Know how much energy to give something. That's really important here. You've got the Three of Wands and you're unexpected. I like this because the Three of Wands is seeing your ships come in, right? Seeing everything come to fruition. All your hard work is paying off. Everything you're doing is paying off. And you will see that. Is there anything else we need to know about the Three of Wands? And I think this is an important card in the unexpected because the Nine of Wands and your present influence is making you feel really tired. I'm not going to use that one. And not because I didn't like it. I just didn't feel like it was what I needed. Three of Wands. The Hermit. The Strength. And the Four of Swords. Yeah, okay, so Hermit, Strength, Four of Swords. Hermit, the search. Your discovery. This is the discovery. You've been on a search. You've discovered something that's really important. And I feel like with the Three of Wands, yeah, your strength is paying off. The Four of Swords is, yeah, you will need to take your necessary rest times, but you don't want to stay in that position either. But I do feel like you are on the road to discovery. The Hermit, the Strength, you got it. Four of Swords, I feel like it's saying like you will reach those things. The Four of Swords, your healing's getting there. It really is. So, yeah. King of Swords is in your challenge. This could be somebody in your way or your mind in your way. I'm going to clarify it to see if it's somebody. The King of Swords, sometimes, I honestly feel like the challenge is someone may have said something to you that kind of just pissed you off. Excuse my language, but just made you angry. Like they said something and it wasn't very nice. That's the King of Swords. Sometimes they like speak and say something. You're like, what? Because they don't think about what they say all the time. Tell me more about the King of Swords. There's that Four of Cups that needed to come out. Queen of Coins, Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, the Four of Cups, like in this deck, it's like you really need to open your eyes to things. And I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles is you need to open your eyes on what you have to offer. The Queen of Pentacles is great. And the Four of Cups here, if he doesn't open his eyes, he loses all four cups. Go straight to that Five of Cups, less one cup. And that Queen of Pentacles, yeah. So the challenge, though, I'm changing my mind a little bit. I think the challenge is that you need to put a plan into place that's different than you've done in the past. The Five of Pentacles, if you know in the Rider Waite, they're walking by the church and they keep walking past and they don't go in and they're wounded and everything. Why don't they go in? Well, they may not be going in because it didn't work for them in the past and they know that. So they're just going, this hasn't worked. We need to keep going. So this is like looking for those different ideas, other, other ways to move forward. And I feel like that's what that Five of Pentacles is. Um, and I think the King of Swords is putting that into play. So I don't, it could be for some of you, it could be absolutely the challenge of someone saying something that it kind of puts you in a negative sphere, kind of like making you second guess yourself. But I feel like even more so that the King of Swords, the challenge is to look for a different direction if things aren't working out quite the way you want. Four of Cups is part of that too. Four of Cups in the Rider White, he's being handed a cup and he's not even looking at it. You're not looking at what's being given to you. He's not looking at what he has, and he might lose it all. The Queen of Pentacles says, no, you got this. Don't do that. But, so it's put the plan into place, but do it differently. And the King of Swords, the challenge is to use that energy. The King of Swords is direct. He doesn't mince words, but he also, when he has an idea, he moves straight for that idea. They're very direct, and even in what they do, they're direct. So what do we got? Let's go to our Magician and our future influence. This may come up as like, this is your influence. So this energy of you realizing you have more to play. And I think it comes from that king. I really got a lot to give. I've got all of these tools. I've got everything I need. I even know now that this can work. So trust yourself, right? So what is this Magician? King of Coins, Seven of Cups, Three of Wands. Yeah, I think this gives you a new direction, that you're going to have more choices because you know what you now see everything developing. The King of Pentacles, there may be some kind of offer coming in. For some of you, this may be some kind of offer, or somebody gives you some kind of help financially in respects to job or money or something. And now you have some choices, and those choices come from all of the work you've paid off. So don't let this Nine of Wands get in your way too much. I really like that. That's an influence. I think you're just going to realize, hey, you know what? I got what it takes. I got this. I'm Scorpio. Seven of Wands is in the outcome. Now, you do have to watch out for yourself a little bit. Don't let yourself get backed into a corner here. Tell me more. I think you will, because the Seven of Wands is a very strong card. I feel like it's that protective card. I'm going to protect myself and protect everything around me. Tell me more about this Seven of Wands. We've got Four of Cups again. Empress. This doesn't feel right. I need to shuffle. Tower. Yeah, I think what you want to do is you're trying to, Four of Cups, that energy of not, that being handed to you, but it's not what you want. And the Empress, though, is you nurturing all of the things that are given to you instead of just, what you want plus what's being given to you. I think what you're doing here is the outcome is you're setting yourself up just in case some kind of change happens again. So the Seven of Wands is you in protective mode. You're putting your plans into place to protect you so that you don't lose your cups. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't feel like there's another tower. I feel like you're setting yourself up, saying, okay, I need to have this, I need to have that, which leads to the Queen of Swords and then the King of Pentacles. So the Queen of Swords is looking at the whole, it faces this way, and she's looking at the whole entire reading, figuring things out. She's going to come up with an idea. So you're going to know exactly how to move forward with that Queen of Swords because you've looked at all of the things that you need to do. You're looking at all your options. The King of Pentacles comes in again. I do feel like there may be someone that comes in and offers you something, a job, or even help, like just help, direction, money, contract, something that is, he could be, a very good leader. But all more importantly, I feel like that help comes in and then you know exactly, okay, now I got to put it all into play. This is the Two of Wands, world's in my hand. now it's time for me to go out into the world. And yeah, I'm going to plan it the best I can, but you know, tower moments do happen. But that's what I feel like where this all leads. I feel like you're definitely on the right track. You definitely are going to see things progress with that Three of Wands and your unexpected. Let's pull an oracle card for you for advice for the month of December for Scorpio, please. What do our Scorpios need to know? This is the Somnia Oracle. There, that one just popped right over. The Watchman. I like that card. The Watchman, I gotta figure out where this is at. 45. Yeah, these the craziest things. So this deck, I love it, but the book doesn't. It's not in alphabetical order, and there's no numbers on the card. I'm gonna have to tell him he needs to put numbers on the card. Maybe he didn't want to. I don't know. Um, I don't know him or anything, but it's like it's kind of a bummer. So this is the Watchman, and let me make sure you can see it really good. Um, Foresight, vigilance, preparation, protection, observation, and patience. I mean, we've talked about almost all of that pretty much. Um, the Watchman speaks to the need to pause, observe, and gather insight before making important decisions. Trust that clarity comes from patience, reflection, and careful observation rather than acting in haste. We talked about you probably good point to take that rest time, you know, and that's kind of like the reflection here with the moon. Also with the Queen of Swords figuring these things out. Two of Wands making those plans. This makes perfect sense. You know, be careful. It's saying don't be, you know, don't be a fire sign and just jump all in. Kind of like look at things and see what you have going on. So there you have your reading, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Hey, again, hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate it. Take care. Have a beautiful day.